Will you not consider it, Lady Cassandra? The clerics are still sequestered. If no one steps forward, they will debate until...
And you think I could make them agree? I've heard enough for one day, Mother Giselle.
Talk to her, your worship.
God, she's always getting me to do stuff.
Is there a problem? It seems like she's bothering you.
Mother Giselle is kind, and she means well. So, yes, she was. I assume you've heard that Leliana and I are both candidates to be the next Divine. Because of what happened at Halam Shiral, of course, the Empire favors you. Thus, everyone close to you. So now the Chantry bandies our names about without even asking us first.
How can you and Leliana be candidates? You're not even priests.
It's not without precedent. Amar III was sister to the Emperor, and Galatea a commoner. Leliana and I were, at least, part of the Chantry hierarchy. It would be accepted.
If you don't want it, then tell them so.
Surely it was never meant to be like this. The Chantry, the Circle of Magi, the Templars, this cannot be what they intended when it all began. The Chantry should provide faith, hope. Instead, it cannot veer from its course, even in the face of certain death.
I'm surprised to hear you, of all people, say that.
Oh? Am I not the same woman who declared the Inquisition against the Chantry's wishes? In all my years as a Seeker, I did what I was told. My faith demanded it. But now my faith demands something else. That I see with better eyes.
Yeah. See, now here's the interesting part. This is I'm pretty sure a situation many people have run into. I mean, if Cassandra's divine, that's, I would say, probably the best outcome as far as different people's policies, because she doesn't want to keep things the way they are, as Vivian has suggested. She wants to keep certain aspects the way they were, at least the ones that worked, but definitely make some pretty broad changes to improve on those things and make them different, more improved, better, other adjectives that mean good things. But then you have Liliana, who kind of just wants to throw everything away, let the mages be free, Chantry's going to be completely different. And it's not entirely bad, because the whole mage freedom thing, which is a can of worms, I'm not going to open up again at this point. But it's a little too much not keeping things in control, or I should say in order, not necessarily just control. But the problem is, if we go ahead and have Cassandra be divine, I mean, unfortunately Serafino's probably never going to see her again. And they've shown, and the way they speak to one another, you can tell they deeply care about one another, even love one another. So it would be very hard for them to be separate in that way. So it's like, what comes first, duty or love? It's a thing that a lot of people fight with, often. So something Serafino might say may be affected by his feelings over what he otherwise would say. Say, damn. Well, to say the Chantry has failed would be true in its current respect. I would just say these are extreme times.
Many extraordinary things have happened to get us to this point.
I'm not so certain. I think it has been a long time coming. Did you know Varric is Andrastian? Oh, he blasphemes with every second breath, but deep down he believes. His heart is virtuous. But he would never step foot in a Chantry. It should be the first place to which the virtuous turn. It needs to change. Perhaps I must be the one to change it.
You're not the only candidate. What about Leliana?
Liliana says she wishes to follow Justinia's legacy. But she and I remember a different person. Justinia knew her fellow clerics and the people would only accept so much change. Liliana would cast it all aside and start over, I think. And that would be chaos for us all.
Yeah.
What would you change about the Chantry?
The Circle of Magi has its place, but it needs reform. Let the mages govern themselves with our help. Let the Templars stand not as the jailers of mages, but as protectors of the innocent. We must be vigilant, but we must also be compassionate to all peoples of Thedas, human or no. That is what I would change.
And see, I really agree with that. Because sure, you still have the Circle of Magi, and as Vivian even explained, they don't always have to be stuck in that circle. They can petition for the right to go ahead and live in normal houses. It's merely just a means of keeping tabs on them. Because mages are people, but they wield a power that goes way beyond even sometimes what they themselves are capable of. Or as Anders kind of pointed out, just, a little bit of some alchemical properties, snap a finger, blow up an entire chantry. So, I mean, I would probably say having universities would be better that they can visit, but I guess the way she wants to reform it, as she said, is you'd still have the Circle of Magi, but they would govern themselves. And considering the mages are governing themselves with some oversight, it would be much easier for, mages to go ahead and live in their own quarters, not necessarily live in the mage towers, or in different areas. It's not even towers, it's more like universities, and still be able to keep things under tabs. And the Templars being more protectors, almost like I would say an advanced police force, if anything. That, as she said, are not only just people who watch over mages, but are serve as protectors for just all of Thedas. But again, then we're stuck in this situation of, then things don't end so well.
Your determination is admirable.
Some men would call it an unattractive trait.
I'm not those men.
Truer words have not been spoken.
Who's using flattery now?
Damn it. I don't want to say maybe the Chantry should end, because believe in the Chantry, after all, hardcore Andrastian, believe I'm the Herald. Screw it. Let's just kind of brush it off to the side.
We have more important things to worry about right now.
One day we must turn our thoughts to what comes after.
But that's not today.
I suppose that is true. I suppose I should not be so concerned. The clerics speak my name for now, nothing more. For now, restoring order and stopping Corypheus remain our priority.
Damn. Well, that's the choice you made.
It's always wonderful to speak with you.
So you're a candidate for Divine now?
So I am informed.
Is that something you actually want?
Why should what I want matter?
Why shouldn't it matter? Don't you have the right to be happy?
It is very simple. The Chantry needs to survive. To do that, it must change. I have never believed in asking another to do what you are unwilling to do yourself. So I look upon this as an opportunity. I owe it to myself and all of Thedas to seek the Sunburst throne.
There are other ways you can change things.
Perhaps. I may not have a choice in the matter if the Chantry clerics pick another.
That's enough for now.
We shall speak again soon.
But yeah, I mean, what he said is true. I mean, there's a way to where this can still be taken care of without her becoming divine.
You'll be quick, will you?
I'm a runner.
Oh, Bells, it's you. Morris. Sir Morris, I suppose. I am serving as quartermaster for Skyhold and its arriving throngs. Stores are growing, and so long as we have fair coin to restock, you and yours will be well served.
There are problems coming out of Halam Shiral.
There are always problems from Halam Shiral. We've lost a few contracts, but more than made up for it. Although, if a few commendations were given, it might retie some severed threads. I couldn't suggest how. That is better decided at your war table, and I'm not going near that thing.
The previous quartermaster survived Haven. Where is she?
She had views. Has views. Perfectly legitimate ones if you share them, Inquisitor. I believe it was felt that your quartermaster should be more palatable now that the Inquisition is in Orlais. She continues to serve, just not at the fore.
What makes you ideal for this position? It's an important one.
My family has ties to several freehold militias, as well as cousins acting as officers in Ferelden and Orlais.
And your qualifications?
My family holds treaties with 3 new money Tevinter houses, and a rare Orzuma contract with a Paragon namesake.
And your qualifications?
To be honest, Your Worship, that was my question. I am the nexus of a dozen threads tied by others, designed to cast the widest and most appealing resource net. But I will rise to the occasion. Skyhold will want for nothing. I swear it.
Aw. Well, at least he's determined. That's important. And he does have connections.
How's it going? Do we have what we need?
With Skyhold shining like a beacon? You name it, it's here or on the way. I've wrung out the slackers, given them what for. I think I like this job.
As you were.
We are here for you, Inquisitor.
Okay. Ooh. Deals for weapon plans. That would be nice. Alright, so, spoken to Cassandra. The divine situation is something we're gonna have to come to a decision
I
on.
hope I can help somehow. Maybe cleaning?
You know I've got no problem with Orlesians, but Halam Sharal was a mess. At least under the Hume, you don't get everyone tripping on each other's dicks while the country goes to crap.
We do need I wouldn't say politics. Yeah, let's go with their mitigating factors.
Corypheus had agents sowing dissent and muddying the waters.
That's just it. Orlais is so vulnerable. If you killed everyone in the Triumvirate, the Qun would survive unchanged. I don't know. The Qun isn't perfect, but it doesn't care what any single person wants. Orlais is full of people who care about nothing else.
Upon that, we can most definitely agree on, Bull.
Good to see you, boss.
See you later, Bull.
Alright, so nothing with Bull. Let's go speak to Krem. Krem, that's not how you use chairs. Damn it.
Shame the alliance with the Chief's people didn't work out. He hasn't said anything, but he's feeling it.
Well, there's not really else to say. I mean, we know about him.
We'll talk later.
Well, I guess Krem is trying to seem taller, considering what is this to stand next to Iron Bull, who towers over everybody. He has to have stature somehow.
One for the Empress, for Gaspar, Brianna, the Duchess, and Corypheus. Right in the dangle bag.
Well, remind me to stay on your good side.
Don't worry, you're sparkling compared to that lot. A cook here, a footman there. What's it matter, right, so long as there's a book for the throne? A pretty one, sure. But how many lives are worth one Empress's arse? Ugh, that place. Should have just thrown in some bees and slammed the doors.
I don't know. You want to stop a party, I think you go earwigs.
I hate those things, with their little pinchy butts. Josephine should add that to her paper threats. You know the real lesson from all this? Never sleep with an Empress. We patched their spat, Briala and the Celine. But without their breakup, none of it would have happened like that.
There was a lot more going on than a lover's spat.
Oh, sure.
There was.
Because of the hole in the sky, pff, plenty of idiots around before, and there'll be plenty of idiots around after. Better save some arrows, yeah?
I don't care if she disapproves. It's, hey, what I said was the truth. There's more to it than that.
You have a problem. That, over there, is a full tavern. But everyone's drinking alone. They're all up their own arses about the Inquisition. I can't have fun with everybody whinging, and they'll fall on their swords before Coryphanus can push them. I'm thinking pranks. Set a few up, knock a few down. You win or not?
You have an odd idea of preparation. I need to keep them at their best.
What's best then, Mopey? Constantly ready for death to fall from the gaping hole up there. I know people. Pissed off and fired up is better than dreary bleary. Come on.
That's true. Screw it. Just do it.
Lead the way.
What, really?
Really?
I knew you were different. Let's go.
I mean, hey, it's a great way to boost morales, kind of screw around like that.
Right, general uptight is gone. Have a search about. Find something to mess with and give your soldiers a laugh.
Oh? Well, I guess we can mess with the desk.
What, the desk? Oh, yes. Center of the Empire and all that. What to do, what to do.
All right, Sarah. What do you want to do?
Thing looks heavy. Don't want to move or break it. I got it. Easy one. Just a slip of something under here. There, won't notice much, but it's just that little bit wonky. He's so in control that'll piss him royally. I tell one of the soldiers and boom, the general seems like people. And since he works for you, you seem like people. Come on, next one.
See, and they're harmless pranks. There's nothing really that could hurt Colin or anything else like that.
Right. Little lady prissy pants. Have a look for something she likes too much.
Oh, that's kind of mean. I don't like the sound of that.
What, just the door? Where she greets every important idiot. Yes.
That's a trickier thing. I don't know if I want to mess with her. She is, after all, representing the Inquisition. Last thing we want is somebody to walk in and either she gets embarrassed in front of one of them or the other way around, something happens to them. Nope.
Sarah, I can't pull a prank on the chief representative of my Inquisition.
Oh, of course not. Can't risk appearances. That would be ever so common. Fine, be serious. Let's go.
It's not just about being common, it's just that it is somewhat about keeping up appearances. I don't know. Whatever.
Right, something to get our shadow of birds loosened up. Gotta be something. Have a search. What's that? A locked... No, leave that. Not interested in her hidden things. Not for just a bit of fun. Maybe feed her messengers something gassy? No, birds don't part. But they flap and...
Who is up there?
Screw it. This is far more funny. I'll just do this.
Go!
Make a mad dash.
You're fun. Sometimes, anyway. Better than most. Makes you seem normal. If all they got was the Herald stuff, the serious bit, you'd start to sound pretty scary. That works, but not for long.
Whatever it takes. I'll start throwing pies if it kept people inspired.
Pies is so good. And Coryphanus would never do that. Good thing for you, innit? Because from the bottom, everyone up top sort of seems the same. Anyway, fun time, Inquisitor. Cheers to living before you die. Yeah?
That was happily grim.
Sarah was never an agreeable girl. Her tongue tells tales of rebellion, but she was so
See, anything else we could say to her?
no one quite knew.
Love seeing you, yeah?
Sarah was never quite the quietest girl. Her attacks are loud and they're joyful.
Oh, okay.
She knew
I'll be back if I need you.
Go on.
she knew how to
It's nice that she likes having me around. I mean, it seems like I'm very close friends so far with everybody, as far as the inner circle of the Inquisition. And that is important.
I didn't understand the Grand Ball. It would have been easier if they said what they wanted.
And that would have made everything much simpler.
The colors were pretty, though.
How would you like to get out of here? Maybe do something fun.
I don't know. I've never tried.
Come on.
See, I definitely like this human side of the Inquisitor and being able to do that. Because usually when you're the hero, it's all get things done, work, work, work. So it's nice to be able to see this kind of side and actually be able to interact and do this as the Inquisitor. It definitely makes the story more relatable to use the player. It definitely makes things more interesting from a story perspective. It's something you don't see too often in games, too. Again, it's always just the work, 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 save the day. It's stiff. Your character sounds rather stiff.
You honor us with your presence. May I bring a sampling of fine cheeses for you and your guest?
I don't eat.
Well then, just a bottle of a fine Gislane White to start. Please enjoy your meal this evening, your worship.
I mean, it's kind of what's...
He saw me. They all see me.
I'm glad you've allowed them to.
I don't know if I did. I find people when their pain leaves them open. I ease the pain. I leave, they forget. That was enough for me. Now they remember, and I'm not sure...
Cole?
I told you about Reese, the mage who could see me, my friend. My only friend for a long time. Evangeline showed me that Templars could be kind, but even she...
Cole, if this is troubling, we don't have to talk about it.
Gentle. You watch me walk into darkness over and over, and you always worry. Thank you. But this isn't about them. It's about... When I found out I wasn't human, when I grew, I lost Reese. I lost my only friend. That's why I was scared about letting all these people see me. That's why I laughed.
You're laughing at yourself.
Yes. This world taught me that changing means losing your friends. But now I know that doesn't have to be true. I have enough self to know that what I felt was foolish. Isn't it wonderful?
Very much so.
It's another good step, Cole.
I might like being human. What do you think I'll learn next?
But yeah, that's why I haven't had the chance, funny enough, to play it. That's why a lot of people really loved the Citadel DLC, because you got that more somewhat laid back, getting to know not only your character, but also your companions a lot more in a more casual setting, not when everything's going to hell and you're trying to save everything. Because, I mean, they're all people. And the story is always more interesting once they seem more like actual people, or you become emotionally invested in the characters. Because then, in the unfortunate event that one of them becomes lost, you also feel that as well. And that's just good storytelling overall. As I continue to further talk about how great Bioware is when it comes to story writing. But I mean, other companies do it as well. It's not just Bioware, but they just tend to do it the most often, in my opinion, which is why I like them so much as a company.
She's still behind the curtains in the reading room, watching the blood pool on the floor.
May I ask how things are, now that you're more human?
It hurts. Everything hurts. Everyone remembers me now. I can only make them miss me for a few heartbeats. But I'm real. More real, anyway. And I understand more than I did.
You're still able to sense the feelings of others, aren't you?
Yes, I still feel things, flashes of their minds. Pain, hurt, all of it. It's not so loud anymore. I make more noise myself, so I don't hear as much unless I want to. I remember more things, though. It lets me learn. I sometimes see why something I said would bother Cullen. Maybe I'll do it less.
What's the difference between you and a spirit now?
Spirits are... they just are. Most of them sense something that interests them and stick to it. They don't remember much. It keeps them pure, but it also keeps them from learning, from growing. I wanted to help people, but I only knew enough to do it in the simplest way. Now I can see more. I also want to hit people a lot. Varric is helping with that.
You know what? I'll kick your ass. And your ass. I'll kick my own ass.
Are you still physically the same, or are you fully human?
I was always fully human. I can do everything I could do before, except make people forget. The way I move comes from my mind, not my body. As long as I remember some of the Fade, it remains. My body is just like the real Cole's, except that he was a mage. I'm not.
Why aren't you a mage?
I can't know for sure, but the real Cole, his father beat him, killed his mother. His sister might have died, too. I don't know if that was real or what the demon made me think. Then the Templars threw Cole in darkness and starved him, all because he had magic. He thought that if he didn't have magic, I'm what he wanted to be. Him, but normal. So no one would hurt him.
Why can't you make people forget you anymore?
Because I'm real. The forgetting was for both sides. They weren't frightened by me, and I wasn't hurt by them. Making people forget was a defense against people attacking me, and having what they saw in me stick. Because I'm real, everything sticks. Whatever people think or feel about me stays.
Can you still help people if you can't make them forget?
It's harder. I can't start over if I do it wrong. But seeing me changes them. They know a person wants them to hurt less. That helps.
I'll talk to you later.
If you like.
Time to jump down here. We always jumping from high places.
Empress of fire in the reign of the lion, eclipsed in the eye of the empire of we Orlesians. Empress of fire, what season may come, we fight for the day you'll restore our heart and bring us to glory. We are.
I am still impressed. Such, like, I don't even know how to describe it properly. I would say maybe the quality of song, just the bard that remains with you. Holy crap, very talented when it comes to voice.
How is the running today?
Oh wait, hold on. What's going on here? Lord Chancellor de Lyon.
Want a drink? I've a hankering for company. When I was a boy, there were these urchins who roamed the streets near my father's house. One day, they found a dog. A wretched little thing. It came to them for food. I caught it, tied a rope around its neck, and strung it up.
Motherfuckers.
Do you know what I did?
Not the fireside tale I was expecting, Blackwall.
Just listen. I did nothing. Not a damn thing. It was crying. I saw the kicking legs, the neck straining and twisting. And I turned around, went inside, and closed the door. I could have told my father, or alerted someone. I didn't. I just pretended it wasn't happening.
See, that's a very powerful message. Because when it comes to, again, moral quandaries like what's good and what's evil and stuff like that. I mean, what the people clearly did was evil, and he feels remorse for just walking away. Because what's almost as bad as committing the act is to do nothing, is to not help. And it's such an odd concept, though, because we say this, I say this, but if you saw somebody getting mugged on the street, would you help that person? A lot of people would say yes, but if you were actually there, what would really happen? Because there's other things you have to take into mind, and the one thing that tends to control people more than anything is the fear of the consequences. If you're to go up there, you don't know the person mugging, the other person actually has a weapon, it could potentially kill you, in regards to there goes your life, or depending on who you were involved with, how you losing your life has a ripple effect upon other people's lives. And it's also something that's been other mediums have also kind of looked into this kind of question, such as like Kick-Ass, in regards to what would you do if you didn't have fear or anything else like that. But we're going to continue on this story, but it's just still interesting that he brings that up.
You couldn't have been the only one there. No one else stepped in.
Doesn't make what I did any less wrong. I may as well have tied the noose myself. We could make the world better. It's just easier to shut our eyes.
Nothing worth doing is easy.
Look at you. You would have done the right thing. We're lucky there are people like you in the world. There's always some dog out there. Some fucking mongrel that doesn't know how to stay away.
But yeah, like I said, it's just an interesting story to tell. You can definitely see that he's troubled by it. Let's see, is he hanging out there?
You've given up. That's your problem.
I knew it! Damn it, I knew it!